Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Yah from the Great Millstone, Houston. And want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahal, Wakakadash. And double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, elders and the bishops on down, and the high priest that taught them. And I'm coming back with the lesson, man, with the I'm gonna do a part 2 on he making his face to shine. My last video, because I want to go into the account with Moses, and also when Daniel seen Yahweh Shai in the vision, right? But I'm gonna start back with Ecclesiasticus. Salaki, I'm sorry. Ecclesiastes 8:1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretations of a thing? Just being a wise man, knowing things, or going into the scriptures. Like I said in my last previous video, just knowing the word, obviously, breaking down the scriptures and knowing the knowledge. A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. Yeah, so I wanted to bring that one out because that's the topic of this video from the last video, and I'm making a part 2 of it, And also I want to get Matthew 5:14, I believe it is. Let me see. Put in the red letters, yeah. Okay, yeah. This Matthew 5:14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Yeah, because ultimately, we represent the light, the men of the Lord, his elect, mainly too by preaching his word, the right doctrine, okay? And hey, we set out there, the different altars, where you say different camps, brother in the camps, that's out there, like I say, teaching the doctrine, teaching the right doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai. Matthew 5:15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it give it light unto all that are in the house. Right? That's pretty much self-explanatory. You don't want to hide what like under, a bushel or under, like a napkin. You want that light to be shining in the house, to take away the darkness. Okay? Verse 16, Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify you, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So yeah, you ultimately, you want to be shining. You want your light to shine, amongst these people. It's not to say that you better than them, but then again, they kind of do. Once you got this word, this knowledge, it do say, wisdom, knowledge puff it up. We don't want to be puffed up and then end up going the wrong way. Some guys get too puffed up and fall out. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out because, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. So they going into that, he making his face to shine, And I'm going to go into the account with Moses in Exodus 34. And let me see. and 29. See, there you go. See, the title of it is Moses' Face Shines. Okay? And it's Exodus 34 and 29. And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the two tables of testaments in Moses' hand. And as Apostle Tahar had brought out a couple of months ago, Mount Sinai would have to be that big, huge chariot too that Yahushua was in, because he pretty much gave out. I think it says a laser was like written on the tablets or something like that. I had to find it, but just to to say that Mount Sinai was that big huge chariot that Yahushua was in. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Exodus 34 and 29. And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the two tables of testimonies in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses wished, and that word "wished" pretty much goes in. He didn't put, didn't, like don't know or didn't know. That Moses wished not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. Okay? Let me see. Let me go into that word shone. Strong 87160 and Quran, I want to say Quran in Hebrew. And let's go to the outline biblical usage. Yeah, there you go. To shine. And that's what shone. Shone is to shine. To send out rays. To display or grow horns, be horned, but really it's to shine. And that's what I wanted to go into. So his face shine, that Moses risked not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. Yeah, he didn't know his face was pretty much shining, right? And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, which means shine. And they were afraid to come nigh him. Yeah, they was afraid to come to him, because his face was shining, right? Verse 31, Exodus 34 and 31. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came nigh and And afterward all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahweh Shema had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Yeah, because you went up there to Mount Sinai, in that big chariot with Yahweh, and pretty much laid out that's how you get the 5 books of Moses. He laid out all the books to him, getting all that knowledge, getting all that wisdom, and verse 33, and till Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. Yeah, because his face was shining, all that, wisdom, knowledge that he had received from Yahweh Shema Shai, in Mount Sinai. So, yeah. So I just wanted to go into that, man. Hey, Moses' face shines. Just want to go into that account, and I'm going to get to Daniel, what's that, 10, and 6. This going into, let me see. I started at 5. Daniel 10 and 5. This like a vision he's seeing of Yahushua. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. Right, it's pretty much almost like that vision that John had in Revelation, the first chapter, around 13, 14 verse, Daniel 10 and 6. His body also was like the beryl, right? The beryl meaning, his what he had on, his clothes, a part of his garment, with beryl goes into green, And his face as the appearance of lightning, right? And what lightning do? It shines. And his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. Yeah, it's going into, our Lord Yahweh, our Lord Yahweh Shai, Salaki, is a dark-skinned man, a dark brown-skinned man, polished brass, right? And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude, like that deep, loud voice, okay? Yeah. But that was the point I wanted to make, that his face as the appearance of lightning. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai is with all the knowledge, word, shit. He is the word, right? Yeah, he's the volume of the book. So yeah, his face is gonna shine, and that's what Daniel seen. Okay. But yeah, that's all. That's all I wanted to bring. I wanted to bring those scriptures out on this. I had to do a part 2 to go to these scriptures. Okay. But I hope this has been edifying, straight to the point. And I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahab, Wakakadash, and double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, the bishops and the elders on down. And I want to say shalom to the hopefully lit. Until next time, shalom.